Good evening, salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I was thinking about a new intro since I'm going to be reviewing Beyond Salem, but I didn't even think about that until like 30 seconds before I started recording. So hopefully in the next couple of episodes, maybe I'll come up with something different. Now, before I get started, I wasn't too sure. Like, I thought it was going to be for free because season one was for free on Peacock. So I thought season two was going to be for free, and I see the episode, and I'm clicking on it, and I'm like, why is it not working? I I, I think it wants money. I was like, I sat there for a good, I don't know, maybe 4 minutes, and being like, they're really going to pay $4.99 just to watch this for a whole week? But seeing, because I was watching on YouTube some of the promos that they were doing with some of the actors, and they were talking about Salem and Beyond Salem and really hyping it up, and again, even the previews towards it look really good. It looked like okay, this is going to be really interesting, and I did love the first season, but I gotta sit there and say so far the second season is I know this is only the first episode. I really, I really love this episode. Oh my god, I actually love this episode. Um, and I was like, you know what? I was so hyped up. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna watch it. And I think they got a movie on about a bunch of like wolves and snakes called the bad guys or something that I might actually watch since I already paid for the premiere. I might as well watch it. Um, now I did complain about um, days and feeling like they're gonna put all their energy into Beyond Salem, and oh my god, I I wanted to sit there and think that I was exaggerating, but when it first starts, I guess the guy, Steve is playing as Michael, or at least that's what we're gonna call him until we find out his real name. The first few minutes of it, I guess he's like diving to try to look for something, and he doesn't find it. And the two guys are on a boat. He gets upset and he just pulls out his gun. They're like, whoa, maybe you can't find this thing because somebody else already found it. I don't know. Her name is Brady or something. This was like a year ago, I think. And he was like, all right, whatever. He put back his gun, and everyone thought, I guess both of them thought they were safe. And he just shoots both of them off the boat. And I'm like, I was like, wait. We dropping bodies already? It's been, Jesus Christ, I haven't even been like 5 minutes. Oh, this is gonna be great. And I also sat there and I thought for me, I was like, you can't just pull a gun out on someone and then be like, nah, all right, you're right. I'm just overreacting and not use it. So of course, he had to shoot both of them off the boat. Um, I don't even know where to start first. Well, you got Bone Heaven. That's watching TV. He's also in trouble by some woman named Angela, and probably, well, God, I imagine. For saving Tripp's life. You know, and I guess Angela was like, "Listen, we're gonna let you do your little thing. We're gonna let you do your thing because, well, you got the devil there, so kind of all hands on deck on this one. But once you do what you need to do, you need to like once he's gone, you need to kind of just dip out. But Bo was like, listen, my best friend or my friend, I don't know if he said best friend or friend. He was like, his son sacrificed his life to save my granddaughter or niece or somebody. I don't know. These people are just way too connected. But he was like, I did it, and given the choice, I'll do it again. But apparently, that means that his streaming services privileges was revoked. I can't. Some of the stuff in this show is just. Sometimes you start talking about streaming services and things like that. I was like, oh, I get it. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. With the movie, I wasn't too sure about getting it because I was like, I'm not gonna sit there and pay for the movie or whatever. But like with this, I can. If people don't want to pay for it, I'm not gonna knock them for it. But if you're looking with, how do I sit there and put this? It's like all the good storylines, like the suspense and everything like that, just being crammed into one. I mean, it's broken up or whatever, and it definitely does give you a feeling of resting a little bit. Like it's nothing that's over the top, but it definitely feels like when you start watching, you automatically feel like, and granted, this is just the first episode, but you feel like this is going to be a good episode. You know, like there's times where I'll be sitting there watching Days was like, yo, this is going to be a good episode. Like this well, actually sat down for this one. This automatically just feels like it's going to be a good episode. And it is. So with that being said, you got this, you know, TV privileges taken away. You got everyone in different places. Well, somewhat different places. You got Ben and Hope. Ben and Sierra and Montreal visiting Hope. So they visit Hope, and you can tell right off the bat there is hell attention. Okay, there's a couple of times where Hope wants to hold the baby, kind of, because I guess Hope was holding the baby, and the baby started crying. And Sierra took him away, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to take a nap? Do you want to do this? Do you want food or whatever?" And Sierra just keeps giving these very sharp one-word answers, and Ben is like, "Hey, maybe just take him in the room or whatever, just to kind of calm down the situation." And finally, Ben is, I guess he feels like, what, listen, I'm not going to calm this down. And I feel like let's just take the baby in the other room. He doesn't have to feel that negativity going on. So he takes the baby in the room. And Hope is Sierra's just like, yo, so what's going on? Where have you been at? Like, what's been going on with you? You missed so much of my life. You, not just her life, but other people, the family, Julie, Doug, everyone, misses her. And, the answers that Hope was given, like, oh, I just need to find myself. And, I thought I lost you. And, I was there for the first wedding. And just a lot of Sierra's words, not mine, bullshit answers. Okay, so first of all, when she actually said that, she was like, no, I'm going to be honest with you. That was bullshit. And I was like, whoa, whoa. Uh, what am I watching here? I'm going to be honest. When she swear like that, it literally took me by surprise because I know it's a streaming service, so it's like, all right, maybe we can get away with you know, certain more things than others, but I didn't think it was actually gonna use a curse word. I expected her to sit there and say BS because Hope was giving a lot of BS answers, and so when she was like, okay, no offense, and I was like, that's BS, right? I was like, that's bullshit. I was like, whoa, whoa, okay, yeah, we are definitely not in a normal day Salem thing anymore. So after trying to get some answers and crying and everything like that, and kind of feeling regretful that she got her to that point, where I guess Hope feels defensive or whatever. She apologizes, and then Hope is like, "No, you're right. I've been going a long time. You don't have to apologize." And then after that, okay, so then after that, Hope starts giving these answers that, well, let's be honest, they're bullshit answers. Listen, Hope said it first. So Sierra said it first, but she was giving these BS answers like, "Oh, I'm going back to my first love, which is figure skating, and I'm teaching a bunch of young kids to sit there and skate and things of that nature, and this is so great." And Sierra's like, "Yeah, it's so great," and they're hugging and everything like that. I'm like, what happened to your BS meter? Because it was on point when we first started, and now it's what happened? Just lost its mojo? Like what? What happened? Anyway, um, meanwhile, I don't even know how to sit there and tell the story, but I'm gonna do my best. Meanwhile, I feel like I need something stronger than this. we see we see John dancing with a bunch of half naked men. Okay, and I don't. Okay, I do not claim to be the best dancer. Okay, not claim to be the best dancer. I think I'm kind of improved um, for the profession that I chose. Well, we're not going to get into that profession, but if you saw my Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. My point is, I don't claim to be the best dancer. I don't know what he was doing, but I guess he attempted to call it dancing. So you got him dancing with a bunch of damn near half naked men. Now it's Pride Week, so they're all having a good time and hanging out and everything like that. And he's happy to sit there and see his son Paul, which I'm gonna sit there and say right now, Paul is a badass, and I wish that Paul was on regular days because it's bad. That's what I'm gonna sit there and say. So after they finish, dancing and partying and everything like that and cleaning up, John is just being really supportive towards his son. Um, I actually really did like that. I did. Because even the son was like, listen, I'm very lucky. A lot of parents aren't as supportive of, you know, my lifestyle and what I choose, and being happy with and stuff like that. Like, I'm not as lucky. I mean, like, other people are as lucky as I am. So I thought it was a really nice moment, you know? It's just a test to just how great of a character John is, and he said it best. He was like, listen, people should love whoever they want to love, regardless of sexual orientation, religion, whatever. Love is love. Period. Um, but after that, the Michael character, I guess that's his name. I really want to know his real name because, to be honest, I didn't even know his name until towards the end, and I'm guessing that's his name. I'm not even 100% sure. He comes in dressed up as a fake cop. He's like, "Hey, I heard a noise complaint," and at first, John thought it was because his son was gay. He was like, "Is there going to be a problem here?" Like, I mean, that stuff was, back in the day, but it's 2022. I mean, we're not in that mind space, are we? And so Michael's like, no, this has nothing to do with a noise complaint. I'm coming to sit there. You need to come with me, Black. And, Paul's like, yo, how do you know my dad's name? And so John's like, yo, I'm not going anywhere. He turns around and Michael tases him. Tases him, and then out of nowhere, what is this guy, Paul, a black belt or something? Because he just starts busting out a bunch of karate moves. And listen, as far as soap opera fights, which are usually pretty terrible, I gotta sit there and say this one was actually a step above the rest. And this is coming from a guy who has been watching soap operas since 1998. Okay, seen a lot of stuff. This is definitely a step above. I can. I'm like, well, hopefully my 590 or 499 went towards something good, but Paul seems like he handles himself, and I guess Michael must have underestimated him. One thing leads to another. They start fighting, and Paul actually managed to wind up getting the best of him. But Paul is still a rookie. Turns around. I guess there was a keg, and Michael. I was so many times I'm about to actually call him Steve. Michael takes the keg and knocks him out, and takes John. Now there's a Johnson reunion. Everyone's hanging out. Steve and Kayla surprise trip, which is has no more whatever that stuff was on his face. Joey, Stephanie. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Joey, Stephanie, and Trip. Okay, yeah, that's all of them. So they all hang out and they go out, I guess, touring around or whatever, and they come back and they order some pizza. And of course, Michael is there again. Well, this time he's the pizza man. Meanwhile, Paul got a hold of the real cops, and they're like, "Yo, this badge is a pretty good fake." Um, Calls up Marlena and is like, "Yo, listen, I'm gonna find John," and I didn't even know he actually had a son. Okay, when it first started, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm visiting my son or whatever." Paul's like, "Yeah, your son." When did he have a son? When did that happen? So he has a son. No, so would Sammy be um Paul's half sister? As much as I love this show, the family tree or whatever is so blurred and damn near together. Again, I'm surprised that nobody accidentally wound up having sex with their cousin, which is gross. But I'm surprised no one actually done that. I feel like somebody has done that. So anyway, Michael comes in with the pizzas or whatever, and everyone gets something different. And when Steve opens up his pizza, I guess there's an explosion. Now, the explosion seemed like it really hit Steve first, or whatever. It hit Steve. I don't understand how it scattered around. I feel like at that point, Steve would have been dead, but sure, whatever. Um, Apparently, Stephanie got the worst of it. Like, she was in the hospital, and they said she was going to be fine, but it was serious at one point. I'm like, did she hit her head on something? I don't understand. Whatever it was, clearly was not meant to kill Steve. But somehow Stephanie caught the brunt. Or, you know what? Whatever. Um. Anyway, Steve. Steve and John wake up together, and Michael's talking to someone. Now at the end, you know. Ben, Sierra, Steve. Uh, I forgot that I paused it, and then I started talking, and I was like, "Oh wait, it's still paused." So anyway, oh, and I did miss this part. The whole time, um, Bo's up in heaven. At some point, he does find a way to jimmy rig the cable system or the satellite, whatever it is. He's able to sit there and tell that Hope is lying about something. Now, Ben and Sierra wake up, and Hope is, they're all eating breakfast. And it's actually real food this time. It's not like it's prop food. But there's a knock at the door. Hope answers. So apparently, Michael is dressed as some sort of army guy or security top secret guy. I have no idea who the hell this disguise is supposed to be. Anyway, it seems as though Hope knows who um who this guy is. At some point, I guess Michael whatever reaches towards his pocket or his back pocket or whatever, and Hope starts to react. But this time, it's flowers. And so, he's all like, "Oh, I missed you," and stuff like that. And they start making out, and now Sierra's just like, what in the hell is going on? Oh, and this is something that I also missed, but I feel like it's somewhat important. So when Bo is sitting there watching them, and Hope is sitting there giving all this BS, talking about, "Oh, I live my, like I'm not doing anything, I'm just bored or whatever, and I'm just ice skating and stuff," and Bo was able to tell that she was lying by the way her facial expression was, by her eyebrow and her lip and stuff like that. And I gotta sit there and say that is a test to just how connected someone is to someone else. Like when you can tell that they're able to lie just by their facial expressions, that is pretty deep. Um, I gotta sit there and say, I think that's actually about it. I gotta sit there and say that I really love this episode. I did. I really, it was good. It was good. And it's so sad. And I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I'm just like, did we just used up all the energy to make Beyond Salem and then they didn't have anything left for today? I mean, it wasn't like the worst episode ever, but I swear it's like night and day. Um, Now, I will sit there and say this. If you are a Days fan, um, and you're a Hope and Bo fan, kept sitting there saying little nicknames like Fancy Face and everything. Now, to me, it's not going to really resonate with me. But for the people who've been watching this show for so long, um, even just to sit there and watch it for a week, you can watch it, and then if you want to cancel it, you can. I'm not. I feel like when I start to get sponsored by people, I gotta sit there and watch what I say. But in all reality, for $4.99, um, as far as watching Beyond Salem, I definitely would sit there and say it's worth it. I know it's just the first episode, but it's definitely worth it. And already I feel like it's better than season one, which I did enjoy season one. And in a lot of ways, I do kind of wish that I would have continued to watch it. Um, the only thing that does kind of suck a little bit is I feel like the events in this show is not going to really translate too well, um, and I hope it will. And you know, regular Salem or whatever, because season one, all Paulina talked about with Eli and Lonnie was like, "Oh man, Miami was just such a crazy time." So da 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 da, like they just didn't really talk about anything, and I feel like it's because they didn't want to leave people out of the conversation. Um, they didn't want to leave people out of the conversation. When it came towards the two different shows, if you didn't watch Peacock and you didn't have Peacock, or I don't know, you didn't discover the internet, whatever. Um, I didn't feel kind of bad because I did tell somebody that usually watch, that usually I talk to about days and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, you can just sit there and get Peacock and it's free and yada yada yada. And I go on Peacock and I'm like, why is it not working? Yeah, I think they want money. So at some point, I feel like I'm gonna see her and she'd be like, yeah, you told me it was for free. I was like, yeah, I thought it was free too. But I feel like she might actually watch it. I feel like I could convince her to watch it. Like, she's a huge Bo fan, like a huge Bo fan. She's been watching the show for. I can pretty much learn a lot just by talking. Just like talking about. I feel like I can't talk anymore. Just like talking to, I feel like I can learn a lot of history, along with everyone else I talk to. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I'm sorry it came out so late. I was on the phone with my dad, and I didn't talk to him yesterday, and his phone was off. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of worried, so I called him today, and like he was fine, but I don't know. I was also watching Love and Thunder, and it's a great movie, but it kind of got me a little bit emotional. Watch the movie and you understand. Um, so yeah, I called my dad and I wanted to make sure he was okay, and then it's like, oh cool, I got to sit there and pay, and then I had to like sign up and actually tell you the truth, it was actually pretty easy, but it seemed like it took a hot minute. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. And it was also longer time. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section, and hopefully by tomorrow review, we might a little bit earlier. With that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.